Today, we will take you back in time to 88 million years ago to visit a land. This is a part of Africa that broke away, drifted, and was isolated in the Indian Ocean. Gradually turning into a unique world, Madagascar. In the loneliness that lasted tens of millions of years, nature here created its own evolutionary story. Around 80 million years ago, the Earth was still a giant supercontinent called Gondwana that bound Africa, India, Antarctica, and Madagascar together as one. Then tremors rippled through the crust, and Gondwana began to fracture, sending fragments drifting slowly away. A small fragment tore away from the eastern edge of Africa and started to drift across the Indian Ocean. Carried by shifting plates and endless waves, that fragment embarked on a journey of isolation that would last tens of millions of years. That fragment became Madagascar, cut off from every other land. Madagascar transformed into an island adrift in the open sea. A world apart from the rest of Earth. Through countless ages, volcanoes cooled into mountains, rainforests took root, and strange new creatures emerged. Long before the first humans arrived, Madagascar had already become a miniature planet of its own, a living experiment in evolution's creativity. Have you ever walked on a road where every step made you feel small in the ancient world? A road where time seemed to stand still. And on both sides were giant figures rising into the sky as if guarding the memories of the earth. In the western reaches of Madagascar, about 12 miles north of the coastal town of Morondava, lies a road unlike any other on Earth, the Avenue of the Baobabs. Lining both sides of a dusty red path stand more than 20 colossal baobab trees, some towering nearly 100 feet high, their trunks as wide as a house and their roots sunk deep into the soil. The baobab trees, known locally as Renala or Reniala, from Malagasy Reniala, mother of the forest. Each one is said to hold a spirit, a guardian watching over the land and its people. Each one is a silent witness to centuries gone by, survivors that have stood through drought, wind, and the rise and fall of civilizations. Many of them are believed to be between 800 and 1,000 years old. What makes this place extraordinary is not only the size of the trees, but their solitude around them stretches nothing but open savanna and dry earth. Yet these giants rise skyward, their thick trunks pale against the golden light, their branches reaching outward like roots in the air. Their branches twist upward like ancient roots turned to the sky, as if the gods once pulled them from the ground and set them back. The wrong side up, the Avenue of the Baobabs is a living monument to Madagascar's isolation. Nowhere else on Earth has the passage of time sculpted such otherworldly beauty. Just a few hundred miles from mainland Africa, a continent teeming with some of the most venomous snakes on Earth. But on Madagascar, an island, there are no venomous snakes at all. Here, the serpents are harmless wanderers of the forest floor. Most feed on insects, frogs, or small lizards, gliding quietly through the leaf litter or curling up in the roots of ancient trees. None carry venom and pose danger to people. Scientists believe that when Madagascar broke away from Africa millions of years ago, venomous snakes simply hadn't evolved there yet. Trapped in pristine isolation, the snakes that once inhabited the island took a gentler evolutionary path, not evolving the need for powerful venom or ferocious defense. And so, Madagascar became something truly rare in the natural world, a wild paradise where danger does not lurk in the grass, a place where even the forests seem to breathe a quieter kind of peace. When you think of primates, which one comes to mind? Let me guess. It could be the intelligent chimpanzee, the mighty gorilla, or even ourselves. But there is one primate which is probably less known and is found only in Madagascar, the lemur. There are over 100 species, each a remnant of a world forgotten by time. Lemurs are among the planet's oldest primates, predating monkeys and apes by millions of years. They belong to the primate family tree, but on a different branch from monkeys, apes, and humans. Lemurs are distant relatives and not ancestors of humans. Throughout the forests of Madagascar, lemurs come in all shapes and sizes. Some, like the tiny mouse lemur, can fit in the palm of your hand. Their large, round eyes glowing amber in the moonlight as they glide silently through the branches. Others, like the Indri, nearly a meter tall, leap from tree to tree with a ghostly cry that weaves through the mist like the flute of the forest itself. Ring-tailed lemurs with their long black and white tails spend more time on the ground than any of their relatives. They travel in groups, basking in the morning sun with their arms outstretched. Meanwhile, the sifaka, named for its sharp shifak call, hops across the forest floor on two legs, moving like a dancer in patches of light. Then there is the ai, perhaps the strangest of them all, a nocturnal lemur with bat-like ears, gnawing teeth, and a bony, gnarled middle finger used to tap tree trunks in search of hidden insects. Each species plays a distinct role in the island's fragile ecosystem. Yet, despite their beauty and importance, lemurs remain among the most endangered animals on Earth. Their survival depends entirely on their island of origin, Madagascar. The only place where their primitive lifestyle still continues among the trees. Without this island, the entire ancient branch of primates they represent might have disappeared from Earth, and the forests would have lost their oldest guardians. While Madagascar's forests tell the tale of evolution, its people tell a story of migration, a human journey as astonishing as the island's natural history itself. Modern DNA analysis reveals something extraordinary. The Malagasy carry half of their ancestry from Indonesia, particularly from the island of Borneo, and the other half from the east coast of Africa. Around 1,200 years ago, long before compasses or maps, a small group of seafarers from Southeast Asia set out across the Indian Ocean in wooden boats. They sailed more than 3,700 miles, guided only by the sun, the winds, and the rhythm of the waves, until they reached this distant, untouched island. How or why they chose this place remains one of the great mysteries of human history. When they arrived, they met African settlers and traders who had reached the island by shorter routes from the west. Over centuries, these two worlds intertwined in coexistence. From that blending was born a unique people and culture unlike any other on Earth. The Malagasy language still carries echoes of its Austronesian roots. Many words are nearly identical to those spoken in ancient Indonesia. Their food, rice as the heart of every meal, and their music with rhythms that seem to merge the drum beats of Africa with the melodies of the Pacific are living testaments to that dual heritage. No one knows exactly what called those first voyagers across such an impossible distance. But in their journey, they created something rare, a civilization born not from separation, but from connection, a living bridge between two worlds. Unlike most of the world in Madagascar, the concept of death has a completely different nuance. It is not an end, but a sacred journey, a gateway from the physical world to the spiritual world. This concept creates a unique cultural identity where death is just a transitional stage. Every few years, families gather to celebrate one of the island's most sacred and extraordinary traditions, Famadihana, which means the turning of the bones. During this ceremony, tombs are opened and the bodies of ancestors are carefully wrapped in fresh silk shrouds. The living lift them from their resting places, hold them high, and dance with them in the open air to the rhythm of drums, songs, and laughter. The atmosphere is not one of sorrow, but of reunion. To outsiders, Famadihana might seem strange, but to the Malagasy, it is a profound act of love and respect. A way to honor those who came before, to keep their memory alive, and to remind the living that the bond between generations never truly breaks. As the music echoes through the highlands and the scent of incense fills the air, families turn in circles with the wrapped bodies of their ancestors, believing that through joy and motion, the spirits feel happiness and bless their descendants in return. In a world that often fears death, Famadihana stands apart as a celebration of continuity, a dance that unites the past and the present, the living and the dead, in one timeless embrace. In the misty rainforests of eastern Madagascar lives a family of creatures that seem born from illusion. The leaf-tailed geckos, Uroplatus species, masters of disguise. They have turned the art of camouflage into a way of life. Each species wears a different mask. Some blend seamlessly with tree bark, their skin etched with cracks and patches that mimic moss and lichen. Others, like the famed satanic leaf-tailed gecko, Uroplatus fantasticus, resemble withered leaves, complete with veins, bite marks, and frayed edges. Their bodies are so detailed that even when you stare straight at them, they simply disappear, merging with the forest floor or the trunk of a tree, as if they were never there. What makes these geckos extraordinary is not just their ability to hide, but how they evolved to do it. Most creatures change their color to match their surroundings. These geckos change their very form. They are shaped not to look like another animal, but like something lifeless, leaves, bark, decay itself. In doing so, they mastered the oldest trick in nature, survival through invisibility. Found only in the humid forests of eastern Madagascar, in places like Nosy Be, Ranomafana, and Maswala. The leaf-tailed geckos stand as one of evolution's most remarkable experiments, living ghosts in a world of shadow and rain, where the line between life and leaf is almost impossible to see. Beyond these fascinating facts, Madagascar still holds countless astonishingly beautiful landscapes, each revealing a different side of the island. Our journey begins at the beating heart of Madagascar, Antananarivo, the capital city and cultural soul of Madagascar. In the Malagasy language, Antananarivo means City of 1,000 Warriors. According to legend, the name was given by an ancient king who stationed 1,000 soldiers to guard the sacred highlands. The land that would later become the seat of the Merina Kingdom, the dominant ethnic group that shaped much of Madagascar's history. Spread across 12 hills in the island's central highlands, Antananarivo is a city of contrasts and colors. Steep cobblestone streets winding past rows of red brick houses, colonial-era villas standing beside traditional Malagasy homes. From a distance, its layered hills shimmer with roofs of terracotta, giving the capital a warmth unlike any other African city. It's a place where French colonial architecture blends seamlessly with Malagasy spirit. Elegant balconies overlooking markets alive with music, spice, and street food. Among the city's most iconic landmarks is the Rova of Antananarivo, or Queen's Palace, a royal complex perched high above the capital, once home to the powerful Merina monarchs who unified the island. Nearby is Lake Nosy, a heart-shaped man-made lake in the center of the city. In the middle of the lake is the Monument aux Morts, a tall column topped by a golden-winged angel, built to honor the Malagasy soldiers who fought and died alongside France in World War I. If you want to experience the pace of life in the capital of Madagascar, head to Alaotra Market. Located along Independence Avenue, this market is always filled with the colors, sounds, and scents of Malagasy life. Here, the narrow streets overflow with color and motion. Stalls piled high with fresh produce, spices, fabrics, and handmade crafts. The air is filled with the aroma of street food and the chatter of merchants bargaining in Malagasy and French. It's not just a place to shop, but to experience the rhythm of the city itself. Raw, vivid. To complete the journey through Antananarivo's past, the Alaotra Palace Museum, a bright red landmark on the hilltop, showcases royal artifacts and treasures that survived the fires of history. Silent witnesses to the rise and fall of Madagascar's royal age. Tucked away among the green hills north of Antananarivo, the royal hill of Ambohimanga stands as the sacred heart of the Malagasy people, a place where history, spirituality, and national identity are deeply intertwined. Recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site in 2001, Ambohimanga is not merely an ancient hilltop city, but a symbol of the Merina Kingdom, the dynasty that laid the foundation for modern Madagascar. Once serving as the royal capital and burial ground of Merina kings, This hill played a central role in the island's political, religious, and cultural life for centuries. In the Malagasy language, Ambohimanga means blue hill or sacred green hill, a simple name that carries profound meaning. Through the passage of time, it remains a timeless soul of Madagascar, a serene reminder of origin, pride, and the enduring spirit of the Marina civilization. The rainforest of mist and hot springs. Hidden deep within Madagascar's southeastern highlands lies Ranomafana National Park. One of the island's most treasured sanctuaries and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Its name means hot water in Malagasy. A nod to the natural hot springs that flow at the park's edge, steaming gently beneath the lush canopy. Ranomafana is a realm of constant motion, mist drifting through emerald valleys, rivers tumbling into silver waterfalls, and the ceaseless hum of life echoing beneath the trees. It is one of the few remaining pockets of Madagascar's original rainforest, a living relic of the island's ancient past. The park was created to protect one of Madagascar's rarest and most remarkable creatures, the golden bamboo lemur, a species discovered here only a few years earlier. Feeding exclusively on bamboo that contains cyanide levels lethal to most animals, this lemur's survival remains one of evolution's quiet miracles. Today, Ranomafana shelters more than a dozen species of lemur, countless endemic birds, chameleons, and orchids found nowhere else in the world. What if a paradise actually holds history's darkest secrets, a place that once served as a safe haven for skull and crossbones flags? Off Madagascar's eastern coast lies Île Sainte-Marie, or Nosy Be, a slender tropical island wrapped in turquoise waters and legends. First named Sainte-Marie by Portuguese sailors in the 16th century, the island had long been known to its Malagasy inhabitants as Nosy Be. The island of Beraha. To travelers, it is paradise. To history, it was once a haven for outlaws of the sea. In the 17th and 18th centuries, this quiet island became one of the most notorious pirate refuges in the Indian Ocean. English, French, and even American corsairs anchored their ships in its sheltered bays, trading stolen treasures for rum and refuge. Among them were infamous names like Captain Kidd and Thomas Tew. They found safety here, far from colonial law, yet close enough to the trade routes they plundered. The island still bears the traces of the wild past. Hidden under palm trees and frangipani is the pirate cemetery, its faded headstones facing the sea, staring out at the horizon. Legends even speak of Libertalia, a mythical pirate republic founded on the dream of freedom and equality, said to have existed somewhere along these shores. Whether fact or fantasy, the story endures, adding another shimmer of mystery to this already enchanted island. Today, Nosy Be blends its storied past with serene beauty. White sand beaches and villages where Malagasy and Creole cultures merge in song and flavor. From July to September, the island transforms into one of the world's best places to witness humpback whales as they migrate here to breed and give birth in the warm, sheltered waters. The sails are gone, the cannons are silent, but the sea around Sainte-Marie still hums with memory. Here, the past is hidden only in the deep water. It was dawn. Mist was rising from a vast silvery expanse, broken only by the chirping of birds. In the rolling highlands of eastern Madagascar lies Lake Alaotra, the island's largest freshwater lake. For the Malagasy people, it is a source of livelihood for thousands of families, providing rice, fresh fish, and fertile land. The vast wetlands surrounding the lake form Madagascar's main rice bowl, providing food for much of the country. Recognized under the Ramsar Convention as a wetland of international importance, Lake Alaotra is a world of shimmering reeds, quiet channels, and endless reflections. It is also home to one of the most unique and rare primates on the planet, the Alaotra lemur, the only semi-aquatic lemur known to science. With its soft golden fur and curious gaze, it lives among papyrus reeds, gliding across the water on floating vegetation, a creature found nowhere else on Earth. Lake. Alaotra reminds us that the balance between life and survival is as delicate as a ripple on its surface. If we wish to keep this mirror of Madagascar alive, it will take care, protection. Inland Madagascar opens up a new and enchanting chapter, the Central Highlands, with valleys, quaint hillside towns, and a breath of history in every brick. Stretching for hundreds of miles, this region is a world apart, a land of red earth, green valleys, and terraced hills carved by centuries of human hands. Here, the air turns cooler, the winds softer, and the rhythm of life slower. Villages cling to the slopes, their clay brick houses glowing in the afternoon sun between the hills. Terraced fields stretch out in layers, a landscape shaped by centuries of careful cultivation. This is where the great Marina Kingdom once flourished, where traditions of craft, music, and architecture are still preserved throughout the hills. And though modern roads and cities have grown across the plateau, the highlands still hold a timeless beauty. If you want to find the true spirit of Malagasy craftsmanship and tradition, head to a small town in the Highlands. Here, the secrets of artisans are passed down from generation to generation. Ambohimanga. It is a town that hums not with engines or factories, but with the steady rhythm of chisels and carving knives. This is the home of the Sainte-Marie people, masters of woodcraft whose art turns ordinary timber into living memory. Today, Sainte-Marie wood carving is recognized by UNESCO as a masterpiece of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. A rare honor that celebrates not only their skill, but also the philosophy behind it, that every piece of wood holds a soul and every carving is a dialogue between human hands and nature's heart. Wood is everywhere in Ambohimanga, with doors, furniture, and even walls covered in intricate geometric patterns that tell stories of love, protection, and community. For the Sainte-Marie, wood is a vessel of spirit and heritage. In Ambohimanga's workshops, the gentle tapping of tools, the fresh scent of cedar, and the patience of artisans creating beauty from the simplest of wood grains echo in the air. Leaving behind the carved wooden doors and quiet carpentry workshops of Ambohimanga, the road heads south into a wilder world. The chiseling gradually fades, replaced by the sound of wind from the distant peaks. Ahead lies Andringitra National Park, where the majestic beauty of the plateau is revealed in its most pristine form. Rising from about 2,300 feet to more than 8,700 feet, Andringitra reaches its crown at Baobabs, also known as Alaotra, meaning close to the sky. It is Madagascar's second highest summit, and from its granite ridges, the view stretches endlessly across valleys and mist-covered plains. This diversity of elevation has created one of Madagascar's richest ecosystems. Scientists have recorded over 100 species of birds, 50 mammals, and 13 species of lemur within the park alone. Among them, the ring-tailed lemur, Lemur cata, in this colder highland climate. Its fur grows thicker, a subtle adaptation to life above the clouds. Andringitra is also home to more than 1,000 endemic plant species and dozens of rare amphibians. With every step upward, the noise of the world disappears, leaving only the mountain's breath and the vast silence of the sky. Far to the southwest, where Madagascar's red soil meets the sapphire sea, lies Ephadi, a village suspended between the stillness of the land and the endless breath of the sea. Wooden pirogues glide silently across the lagoon, their sails patched and sun-bleached. At dawn, fishermen push their boats from the shallows, guided by instinct and tide, while women wait along the shore to sort the morning's catch. The air smells of salt and seaweed, and the calls of seabirds blend with the sound of oars cutting through glassy water. Just beyond the bay lies one of Madagascar's longest coral reefs, a living wall of color that protects the coast and shelters a dazzling array of marine life, parrotfish, sea turtles, and gardens of branching coral. Beneath the water's surface, the reef hums with quiet, electric life, a fragile world as vivid as any rainforest above. Yet Ephadi is not only about the sea. Inland, the landscape transforms into something entirely different, a realm of spiny forests, where baobabs twist toward the sky and cactus-like plants bloom in the heat. These forests are home to rare birds, chameleons, and the resilient Vezo people, the people of the sea, whose lives are bound to the rhythms of wind and tide. In their songs and crafts, echoes of the ocean linger, telling stories of endurance and harmony with nature. Ephadi remains one of those rare places where the island's wild beauty and human simplicity meet in perfect stillness, a fragile paradise balanced between ocean and desert. Far in southwestern Madagascar, where the land is dust-bleached and hazy in the heat, lies one of the island's most unusual wonders, Tsimanampetsotse National Park. The name in Malagasy means the lake where no fish live. And indeed, this is no ordinary lake. In a region where rain almost never falls, Lake Tsimanampetsotse spreads like a mirage, a shallow, turquoise expanse shimmering under the desert sun. Its waters are so salty and alkaline that no fish can survive within them, yet the lake teems with life of another kind. Every year, flocks of large and small flamingos gather here, painting the land with pink and white colors. They wade across the glassy surface, feeding on the microscopic algae and crustaceans that thrive in the brine. The air fills with their soft calls, a haunting symphony rising from a place where silence once ruled. Across the lake, the park's landscape stretches to thorny forests, dotted with ancient baobabs and limestone plateaus carved by time. Here, it is home to creatures that exist nowhere else. Amid the twisted branches, a flash of white breaks the silence. The Vero sifaka. A snow-white lemur with amber eyes, its graceful steps almost dancing on the sand, and countless rare birds depend on this harsh land for survival. In this place where life seems impossible, Tsimanampetsotse still has a strong vitality. In western Madagascar, beyond the red dirt roads and the scattered baobabs, lies a forest that looks lifeless under the burning sun, Kirindi. The trees stand bare for much of the year, their branches thin and gray against the pale sky. The ground is dry, cracked, and covered in fallen leaves. Nothing moves except the wind. It is the largest remaining tract of dry, deciduous forest in western Madagascar, a rare ecosystem where trees shed their leaves to endure the long, dry season. What appears barren at first glance is, in truth, one of the richest wildlife sanctuaries on the island, home to countless species found nowhere else on Earth. Night descends. Kirindi changes. The forest that seemed empty begins to stir. Sharp flashes of light flash through the trees, and soft cries and rustles echoed, disappearing as quickly as they had appeared. The air grew more oppressive, the silence heavier. Every movement carried life and danger. This was no longer a quiet forest, but a hunting ground. The lemurs clung to the branches, their cries cut short by the sound of something larger moving below. In the darkness, invisible but ever present, the predator lurked, quick, silent, and ruthless, the lord of Kirindi's night. The fossa sleek and sinewy, the fossa moves like liquid shadow through the trees. It is not a cat, though it looks like one, longer, leaner, its body built for both stealth and speed. With flexible limbs and a tail nearly as long as itself, it climbs as easily as it runs, weaving between branches in total silence. Lemurs are its favored hunt, and in Kirindi the forest belongs to it. Even the night seems to bend around its presence. Next, join us on an adventure to a place still untouched, the Tsiribihina River in western Madagascar. Here, time seems to slow as the river winds through vast plains, deep gorges, and quiet villages hidden beneath the canopy of tamarind trees. If you travel on a simple pirogue or a humble motorboat, the world here is like a moving picture. The ochre cliffs glowing in the afternoon sun, flocks of white herons soaring, and the distant waterfalls murmuring in the silence. One of the river's most fascinating sights is the wooden ferries or makeshift rafts used to carry cars across the water, a uniquely local and unforgettable experience. Residents rely on large wooden barges or small metal ferries pieced together from steel plates, sometimes pulled by ropes or powered by tiny engines, to move vehicles, goods, and people from one bank to the other. The pristine beauty of Tsiribihina is the lifeblood of the wild Madagascar. As the Tsiribihina River narrows and the water begins to flow into the dry heat of the west, the landscape suddenly changes. Unfolding before your eyes is Tsingy de Bemaraha National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most dramatic geological landscapes on Earth. The word Tsingy in Malagasy means a place where one cannot walk barefoot. One look, and it's clear why. The Tsingy formations are vast forests of razor-sharp limestone spires, some rising more than 200 feet high over millions of years. Rain and wind carved this stone into a maze. A city of blades, towers, and deep chasms. To cross this terrain is to step into another world. Suspension bridges sway between jagged peaks. Iron ladders cling to vertical walls, and narrow crevices drop into darkness. Each climb reveals a seemingly unreal landscape, thousands of rock spires stretching out endlessly, like the skeleton of the earth exposed. Yet even here, life endures. Among the needles of rock live decans sifakas, red-fronted lemurs, brightly feathered vangas, and chameleons so well adapted they vanish into the stone. Each species clings to its own small world. Deep below the surface, hidden caves and underground lakes weave through the limestone, echoing with the drip of water that still shapes the stone. Today, amidst the quiet space, it is easy to mistake walking through ancient ruins. But in fact, this is a masterpiece of creation, created by the endless flow of time. In the far north of Madagascar lies a landscape that feels like the island turned itself inside out. Ankarana Special Reserve, a vast labyrinth of limestone. Every corner is a work of magic and the enduring power of time. From above, it appears as a jagged sea of gray spires. Tsingy, the same word the Malagasy use for a place where one cannot walk barefoot. Sharp ridges and deep fissures slice through the land, creating a maze so intricate. But the real mystery of Ankarana lies beneath the surface. Hidden under the stone is one of the largest cave systems in Madagascar, with some passages stretching more than 6 miles through the dark deep within these caverns. Underground rivers flow quietly, carving their way through the limestone, an incredibly rare phenomenon on the African continent. In the half-light of these caves, life takes strange forms. Blind fish drift in the black water. Bats cling to glittering walls. Above ground, life adapts in miniature. The world's smallest chameleon, Bruchisia tuberculata, no longer than a paperclip. Barely the size of a fingertip, it lives close to the forest floor where fallen leaves become forests of their own. After the cold gray limestone maze of Ankarana, another spectacular scene appears, completely opposite but equally enchanting. It is Red Tsingy or Tsingy Rouge, a brilliant red rock forest carved by the fiery colors of weathered soil, a geological masterpiece that is unique in the world. Unlike the sharp limestone pinnacles of Bemaraha and Ankarana, these formations are born of sandstone and laterite, rich in iron that gives them their striking crimson hue. Over centuries, rain and wind have carved the soft earth into towers, spires, and fragile pillars, some rising more than 30 feet high. The colors shift with the light, from deep red at dawn to golden orange by day, and finally pale rose under the setting sun. When the sun lowers in the late afternoon, every ridge and column comes alive, glowing as if the earth itself were burning slowly from within. Though it spans only a few square kilometers, the red Tsingy holds an otherworldly beauty found nowhere else on Earth. As our journey comes to an end, we will take with us not only memories, but also a deeper understanding of a priceless natural heritage Madagascar. With its unique ecosystem and vibrant life, stands as a symbol of wonder. Let its beauty inspire us to protect and preserve the Earth's endless treasures.